I think that every stylist has the pressure of making her muse look different. And Irfan sir was a pure artist and everything was art for him. It was not fashion. It was not fashion at all. And he loved his Indian textiles. He loved his Indian fabrics. He looked fantastic in a lungi and a shirt. And I don't think we've still not found anybody who can pull that off. Hi, I'm Isha Bhansali and catch me on midday.com.
It's year end, and while you put your party looks together, we have got an expert in the house who's going to help you with that. That's Isha Bhansali.
Hi.
And she styles the biggest stars from Ayushmann Khurrana to even Rajkumar Rao and others. Isha, firstly, you work with men's fashion, particularly Ayushmann, of course. He has these wonderful looks. And the image is that men's fashion is boring. They have no options. But you've changed that for sure.
Thank you. That's very sweet of you. Yeah, but I think it's definitely a very overlooked, or rather, should I say, underestimated genre of styling. And it's also not easy, by the way.
Of course, yes.
Like a lot of people think that, yeah, one shirt and one trouser and they're done, but it's no. And there are a lot of other aspects that you really need to take care of while styling men. So, yeah, it's a fun game.
And of course, we've seen him in these interesting prints, and you've even given him bling. And a lot of men would not be comfortable maybe sporting that, but he just carries it off so beautifully. So did you have to convince him?
That's the best thing with Ayushmann. You know, I guess we are in that kind of tangent where we understand each other. He also understands. I think by now I've been working with him for 7 years. So I think by now he already knows what I would be teaming up a certain jacket with, and I also know what his taste is like. And it's something that it's kind of like, you know, when you've been working with someone for so long, you understand their personality, their tastes, and their journey by now. If you want to talk about bling, he of course, like, you know, Ayushmann pulls it off with so effortlessly. And like, and everybody always asks me, you know, they always ask me about how does he carry it so well. But like I always say, you know, you see it in his films, you see it in his styling as well. But as far as bling is concerned, I really feel not just Ayushmann, I feel like even, you know, the regular guys have been adopting a lot of bling in their wardrobe. And I feel like obviously they don't have to go head to toe bling, but there are elements of bling that a lot of people are open to. Especially now that you mentioned the party season is coming.
And his on-screen image, you know, he is quite pretty simple, but you see him off-screen and his airport looks, and that's so interesting. So how did you all change the fashion game off-screen?
He has many facets to him, and, you know, everybody knows he's so multi-talented. And maybe that's exactly why he's open to experimenting as well, because he's welcoming all the new genres of style, all new genres of clothing, and it's literally as per what we are feeling that day. Sometimes it's as per the occasion, sometimes it's as per where he's going. Obviously, he plays a very simpleton on screen, but you know, he's actually a simpleton in real life as well. But this is just something that he really enjoys. It's like you are, you know, you're wearing like a simple white t-shirt and jeans, but you're going out there and seeing something extravagant and putting it on you. It's just something that he enjoys as well. So he also considers this as art, and that's exactly why you like what you're seeing.
And that was my next question, like how involved is he in deciding a look? Is he in touch with trends? Is that something he really enjoys?
I think he's quite focused in his work, so he leaves that up to me. So he knows his audience more than I do.
Yeah.
I do take cues as to, like, you know, if shall we go formal for this? Shall we go casual for this? So because he knows where he's going, and so that is something that I obviously kind of take cues from him and then put things around and put things together.
And you've also worked with many interesting other celebrities, right, from Rajkumar to Pratik Gandhi and Arman Malik as well. So if you'd like to speak about their taste in fashion as well.
I mean, yeah, I mean, they have very, very varied taste, and I really feel like I have made sure that I've styled really talented artists.
Yeah.
I've worked with Irfan sir as well, Pratik Gandhi and Raj. You all know how brilliant they are with, you know, with what they do. Obviously, each of them have a different mindset as to how they want to perceive their clothing for. Raj is a very classic guy. He's likes to be comfortable most of the times. So do everybody else. But you know, he's just really, really classic. For him, I think like a simple classic blue suit, a well-fitted suit is something that he would really, you know, enjoy. He likes a little bit of print, a little bit of color here and there, but overall he's more of a classic person. And Irfan sir was, I mean, I used to love styling. We loved working with him because he was a pure artist and everything was art for him. It was not fashion. was not fashion at all. And he loved his Indian textiles. He loved his Indian fabrics. He looked fantastic in a lungi and a shirt. And I don't think we've still not found anybody who can pull that off. Of course, there's a special place in my heart for him, and I have great memories working with him. Arman is actually like a cross between millennial and Gen Z, because that's who he is. But he's a fun guy, and he likes his style to be fun, and he's just really cool, and his voice is actually like so lovely and silky, but then his style is just punky, and that's what I really like about him, because he's got a bit of both. And obviously Pratik, I guess he's still kind of evolving. He's still getting into this. He's been such a theatre person. I think explaining an outfit to him is a no-brainer, because he understands everything, how it comes from. The speed of work, I'm sure like he's going to ace it very soon, because he's being the new OTT star.
Absolutely.
And like look after look and look after look, and I'm sure he's enjoying this, this whole new life that he's got, and I mean, hats off to him.
And even with Ayushmann, what stands out are the colors. Like, you give him a blast of colors, or even the simple suit would have interesting prints. It's not the normal, boring ones that you see. Is that something that particularly catches your eye when you have to style Ayushmann?
I think that every stylist has the pressure of making her muse look different. I mean, that is something I guess that everybody has that in mind when they are styling somebody. Obviously, like the best thing with Ayushmann is that he has the eye for it, as well as, so he understands what I'm bringing to him. And he likes a little bit of attention to detail that a person has put on their garment. Like even if it's a simple black suit, like if there is some element that is really unique, he enjoys and he adores it more than, anybody else. So I think it's just about how he enjoys it, because he just does it for himself. Yeah. And it's just something that he really appreciates.
And having been in the industry for so long, so anything that you learned through your journey that you'd also like to share with upcoming stylists?
I've actually been in industry longer than people know, because I have an editorial background.
Wow.
And I was actually doing styling 10 years of women.
Okay, that's interesting.
I used to be working in women's magazines before. And I was a fashion editor there. Wow. So I was doing that for 10 years. And then I was lucky I met Ayushmann on the set of one of my cover shoots.
Okay.
And he liked my work, and well, I mean, thank you to him, and thank God that I got this job. Yeah, and the rest is history.
It's been a journey to have an evolution of sorts, designing Isha.
To upcoming stylists, I mean, I know the first thing that I want to tell them, that competition is very fierce. And but you have to make sure that you have your eye open all the time. It's like every day is a new day, and when I say that, because it's fashion, right? Everything changes every 3 months.
Absolutely.
Nowadays, everything changes every 1 month because of social media. So it's really important to catch up.
But was that transition from women's fashion to men's fashion smooth? Or did you have your own doubts in the beginning?
I played safe in the beginning. So if you see my work on Ayushmann in 2016, I did have that little bit of, the different things, the cool things. And I mean, obviously there was something about his personality that I felt like I could play a lot with. Yeah. But I got to experiment a lot. So, I mean, I can't ask for more. I mean, I'm obviously braver now, and I know so is he, and a lot more confident, and we just don't care. Absolutely. So I guess that's the best thing about wearing the clothes that you like. But yeah, of course, I think in the beginning you do get like, it's not like you're not yourself, because you're just starting a new journey. You kind of want to like take baby steps, and I guess that's how it was.
And what are the promotions like? Because he's just had a release, and I'm sure it's pretty hectic. So what are promotion days like?
I actually love promotions, because I get to do looks after looks and back to back. And I come from a background where I used to do like a spread of 10 pages or spread of 12 pages, where I do 12 looks, I do 15 looks. Sometimes you work with 2-3 models or 2-3 artists. So I love the creativity to it, but the schedule is obviously really hectic, because it's like a month of back-to-back touring and promoting your film. Their schedule is like, it's even more hectic than ours. I guess other than that, it's great fun.
And like I said, now we have the party season coming, and everyone's planning their wardrobes and how to look cool. So any of your 5 favorite looks that you'd like to share with viewers? For
a guy, I think if they want to get to bling and they're still like not very sure of it, start with like a sequin bomber. Or if that is also a lot, then what you could do is get a blazer with like a sequin lapel, and that is also a lot for you, then always do a sequin tie. So you can start bit by bit. If you want to also add shine, I mean, I love patent leather.
Yeah.
It's a very understated shine. It's a very classic shine. It's kind of like a controlled shine. It's not like a bling, but it's still glam. So that is something that, you know, this is another thing that I feel like men can totally do. This white sneaker has been done a lot. I think move on to an all black sneaker, because that'll also go with everything, any time of the day and for any occasion. So I think to have one really classic black sneaker is very important, because that is something you can do with jeans, you can do with suits. It's kind of more versatile. And a white shirt. I mean,
Of course,
it's
that's
my,
classic.
it's my favorite, because I feel no guy can go wrong with it. A nice white shirt with well fitted jeans, not washed, and like really lovely boots. It's a great look for your party outfit. And because and when I say boots, I mean like Chelsea boots, not like your rugged trekking boots. Like some nice Chelsea boots with like a classic white shirt. It's very simple, but at the same time you are making a statement.
True.
Because boots is always a strong option. And last but not the least, I think get a nice accessory. But okay, this is something that, this kind of advice I give everybody firstly. Any time of the year you ask me, or any time of my life you ask me, I really feel men need to start buying a bag. I don't want to see stuff, you know, in your pockets, and it's just, it's really shabby. And then especially when you're like, I mean, blazers have pockets inside, which is great.
Yeah, but then you stuff them.
But then you use with your wallets, and then some people like have their shades or anything. Get like a little pouch that you keep everything in. Look sleek, look minimal, you know, don't have, because it just gives a very shabby look. Yeah. It's not very strong, and it's, you know, it's still not that dapper when you do that.
True.
So this is something that I feel men need to, and whether it's party, whatever season it is, you know, you really need to kind of get one.
True. And let's look at your top 5 for Ayushmann.
I mean, I can point a lot of looks to you, like individually, but maybe I can show something that I just did very recently, because it's probably fresh. And but I mean, because there have been a lot of looks that we've liked. So he promoted his film on the sets of Indian Idol lately, and I feel it was a beautiful suit. So it was like this gorgeous textured blazer by Rohit Gandhi Rahul Khanna. They're one of my favorites in menswear. They gave him like not a typical collared shirt, but like this very V-neck blue saw kind of thing. But at the same time, it looked really strong and alpha. And it had the same texture at the back. And on TV, it looked stunning. And it had this top stitching on it. So it was one of my favorite looks. I made him wear it with boots and very classic pants. And I love his hair. Javed, who works for, who does his hair, is just brilliant with what he does. And I feel like that texture of the hair went really well with the texture of the blazer. And then I kind of topped it up with these sleek boots to kind of ease out the whole, make it easy on the eye and kind of get it simplified. Oh yeah, another one is this white suit by Gucci in collaboration with Adidas. What I really like about it, it has this sporty element to it, because it has the signature Adidas stripes and it has a logo, and at the same time it's Gucci because it's a very tailored suit. It is a double-breasted, broad lapel suit. It had a leather tie.
Okay.
Which is very cool about it. And I gave him sneakers, which is very him again. He's getting very senior, he's getting established, but he still has the little kid in him. So I really feel this was like a perfect mix of, what he is, and what he's, where he's reaching in his career. It's like this really strong look with like cool sneakers, so it has a big mix of both. It'll always be one of my favorite combinations with him because, it just looks effortless on him. Another one, I think he always looks good in Indian wear. Okay. Because I feel like I get a lot of love every time I style him in Indian wear. It's this beautiful, it's a very flowy, fluid achkan by this designer called Divya Mehta. His textures are just beautiful, and his textiles are beautiful, and they're very soft, and they're not that stiff and tailored. And I love the pleated pants that he gave Ayushmann, and Ayushmann looks badass whenever I do these diaphanous, relaxed, silhouettes on him. He just pulls it off like I woke up like this, so he just like, he carries it like so well. And I really like him in Indian wear as well. I think a lot of people also love him in India because every time I do Indian wear with him, I get a lot of love. So he's got that really cool Sufi vibe about him that a lot of people really adore about him. And so I think whenever he does these contemporary Indian looks, everybody loves it because it just brings out the Sufi in him.
Yeah.
Another recent favorite is this very chiller look that I did, and it was this shirt by Sahil Aneja.
Yeah.
So it has this graphic print to it, which is very, very simple look. It's not layered that we always keep doing menswear nowadays. Not necessarily needs to have a jacket, not necessarily needs to have a blazer or lapel. Just a very cool matte shirt with dad jeans and then sneakers. That's it. Like just very classic, and I want to make sure I do black shoes and just black shades and very minimal, very badass, but at the same time graphic and making a statement. It's one of my most favorite look. And our brief was to go mad and just go all out and don't care how mad we looked. And it was like that, and he loves white and he looks great in white. I always feel that he looks amazing in white. So and that was an all white suit, and we did white sneakers, we did like a white cape, and it was basically a suit with a cape by Gaurav Gupta, and his construction is just brilliant. And I felt like he looked like the god or like a priest or like something just basically divine.
And an outfit isn't complete without accessories. So anything you'd like to share on that front?
I think so. Yeah, I think there's something new, like I mentioned, that I'm trying with Ayushmann, and that is sandals. That I think is pretty cool when I do it with suits. I did that a lot during the promotions of Anek. I really think like if you have nice pedicure feet like he does, it's really. It looks amazing when a guy wears sandals and suit, and I think it's like a big turn on for women when they wear like this lovely crisp suit with like sandals for a change, and not like the usual what they do. It's trying to be something different. And nowadays you get a lot of these part sporty, part formal sandals that come, so you can kind of try a lot of new things. I already mentioned a bag, which I feel men really need to have. I think like a classic pair of Wayfarers is very important for a guy to keep in black. Aviators will come and go, you will have your reflectors that will come and go, then you'll have those tiny retro ones, but I feel Wayfarers will never go out. And I think like I mentioned, a nice pair of black sneakers is really important. A watch, of course, either silver or either black. You can also get like a dark brown or like a tan, but I feel black is more versatile. Black and silver is more versatile. That'll go with everything. This is something that you should not have a wardrobe without.
Yeah, definitely. And as we head to 2023, so anything that you feel would really work next year?
I feel like people are moving out of athleisure now. And streetwear is becoming more of the denims and the blazers and the jackets. And I feel that in our country, the loose, comfortable summer blazer is something that will come in our wardrobe more than what it used to be. So I think earlier we used to always do a formal outing with like a really formal shirt and like maybe formal pants and like a belt. But I feel like layering is something that Indian men are doing. And, like a really comfortable, nice, sleek blazer. And I feel like if you're really investing in one, get a nice navy blue one because that'll go with all occasions. I think a navy suit is a must-have, more than a black suit, in fact. First get a navy suit, then get a black suit, then you get a daytime suit. So it's like all in order of preference. I do feel like at least the Indian market is going to get more into that. And Indian wear is getting more and more contemporary by the day. And I feel also color is a lot, it's being accepted a lot by Indians now. There are men who are wearing a pink shirt and they feel very macho. So I'm loving that bit, and I always felt color never had gender.
Correct.
I don't know who came up with that pink is for women and blue is for men thing.
True.
I love blue. And I think I'm quite feminine. And it's a great thing. It's not just, and I just don't see it on actors and celebrities. But I also feel on regular guys who are adapting this color and they're really welcoming it and without even thinking twice. So I think that's a great progress.
And I'm sure the men are taking a lot of tips from this conversation.
I hope so.
Thank you so much for doing this. It was lovely having
Natasha.
you.
It was such a pleasure meeting you.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.